And this video is all about hunting the forest looking for scads of inner bark to create tinder bundles for fire lighting. Look at that stuff. Look at all that. That's beautiful. Trees such as this are a real gold mine in the forest. It's basically an old white poplar or aspen, Populus tremuloides, and it's been dead for quite some time. It doesn't have to be just an aspen, it can be virtually any kind of tree. Just at a distance I was able to see that the bark is very loose on here. It's been dead for quite some time, and I can see these kind of papery and feathery little pieces of inner bark, the cambium here. This is a really great fire starter, especially if you're using bow drill or you're using a zirconium rod or a metal match or a sparker. Basically, this is a really useful place to find a good place to start your fire, or tinder for your fire.
Well, my brow did furrow and I began to perspire. Could this be the solution to my fire desire? The witness right in front of me combusting from a stick. As I carefully halted my bowing action, breathing hard from my excessive muscular contractions, I lifted the spindle slowly away from the board. It was a tiny, fragile, baby red-hot coal.
Okay, screw that.
Slowly, I cradled it in my bundle of tinder, a miniature fairy tale kingdom of safety, which would keep this tender bud of new life from becoming only a cinder, allowing its birth into the cold, harsh world it had come to warm. As I softly blew, it pulsed, brighter and brighter, the smoke rising denser, thicker, higher, when suddenly, out of nowhere, like the cosmic, big-banging, pyrotechnically explosioning miracle that it was, my bundle burst into a flashing ball of red, life-giving, purifying, roadkill cooking flame. Hallelujah!
It'll catch an ember really nicely. And as you can see, this tree is quite large. It goes up to about there and then it cuts off. Yeah, or it broke off. So there's a tremendous amount of beautiful inner bark or tinder here for tinder bundles. And so the way to harvest it is quite simple. Look at that. Oh yeah, beauty. Look at all this papery stuff right here. It's just beautiful. And it'll peel off nicely in great wads in this case. So this is a prime specimen here. It's not always quite so nice. By bending it and breaking it, so I'll just put some weight right here and I'll bend up. I can then take this and kind of zipper off more of the bark and just pull it free. Sometimes you can even take a knife and scrape in there to get more of it off. But there you can see I can zipper it off. Great wads of it. Look at that. And that's just from one small piece of bark. There's a huge amount on this particular tree that is here for the taking. So here we have some of the nice bark. I'm just going to reach up and grab that wad off the tree. And there we have that wad off the tree. Look at that. It's nicely dry at the moment. And whenever I see this, I gather great quantities of it and I keep it in a bag at home, somewhere dry, or a box. And by roughing that up, you can start to see that is going to be good for fire starting and catch an ember nice. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful stuff. Whenever I come across it, it's something you don't want to pass by. You want to gather as much as you can. Oh yeah, awesome. I'll just pile the bark down here and then I'll take it off the bark afterwards. Oh yeah. Great stuff. All the way up. I could use a stick to reach up really high and pry more bark off if I really wanted to. But in this case, I'm going to just take what I can reach at this level, and I'm going to leave the rest. This is also a great place for insects and caterpillars, moths, beetles, all those kind of things. They'll overwinter in there, and in the summer, of course, they'll use it as little hiding places and little hangouts and that sort of thing. And then the birds will come and they'll dig in there, and that'll be a food source for them. So I don't want to completely take all of it in this case. I'll leave a little bit for nature to take care of. A lot of these old rotten aspens, the bark is soft enough for birds like chickadees who don't have a powerful wood boring beak. Chickadees, they kind of have to find soft punky material for their nest making, and soft punky wood like this is perfect for chickadees. For example, they can bore a hole in the softer, more rotten wood, and they can excavate a little cavity in there, and then they'll nest in there. So you got to keep these things in mind when you harvest materials too, that harvest as a steward of nature, as a caretaker, so that yes, you take what you need, but you also leave for the animals, the insects, and for people and everybody else to enjoy and utilize as well. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and gather a bunch off of this. That's getting to be a nice pile. So not all trees, when they die, will produce scads of bark like this. So I've often puzzled at what time of year does the tree die to produce the best fluffy inner bark like this. The answer came to me after quite a few years of thinking on it. It came to me on our canoe trips, when we're guiding trips down the river or teaching courses on the river. In the log jams on the river, there seems to be a huge amount in the great big trees that are washed up into log jams on the river. There's a great big amount of this particular type of bark, right? Of the well-seasoned, perfect bush gold bark. And it stands to reason that log jams are formed usually in the spring when there's a lot of snow melt and a lot of spring rainfall. It creates flooding, which washes away large parts of the forest and cuts into the bank and drops trees down and carries the trees downstream and then piles them up on islands and low spots, creating log jams. Here's another look at that slide back here in the corner where it all sloughed in, and all these great huge trees. The bank was washed out, and all these great massive trees are now choking the river all the way down for the next 1, maybe 2 kilometers. Big logs there, lots of channels here, another channel there, and these logs, this is a small one. You should see some of the ones downstream. Right over there, all that's new. That wasn't there in the first of this year, or in early June, and now that log jam is there for who knows how many years. So I'm convinced that the tree dies in the spring of the year when the sap is running, and that's what produces the best tinder or inner bark bundles like this, is a tree that dies in the spring. So a great place to look if you're looking for this is along rivers that are large enough to erode banks and produce log jams, and you'll find great piles of this stuff. Other than that, you have to walk around the forest and just search until you find a tree that died at the right time of year to produce such beautiful stuff.